Hi everybody, welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're not new here, welcome back. My name is Noelle for those that are new. I'm 19 years old and I'm signed with Wilhelmina Models. And I'm back with another video from my Modeling 101 series. Today we're talking about things you shouldn't do as a model. I feel like I always emphasize things that you should do to stand out, things you should do that are good all the time, and that's what I primarily talk about, of course, because I want you guys to know what to do, but I think it's equally as important to talk about and touch on the things that you shouldn't do. If you are a returning subscriber, I'm really sorry for the inconsistency with my videos recently. I've been traveling so much for work and I got really sick. If you can hear that, I got sick when I was traveling for work and have been so busy. There's just been a lot, honestly. Like, life has just been absolutely crazy. I feel like I'm always saying that, but sincerely it has been. I'm so blessed and grateful to be busy and to be working, but it doesn't mean that it's not overwhelming sometimes. So just try to bear with me. I'm really trying to get back on my posting schedule and be consistent because, as I always say, I really do love YouTube and it's something I really enjoy doing. It's like a creative outlet for me and all of it is very fun. So don't ever think that I forgot about it or that I'm lazy and trying to slack. I literally just haven't had any time to sit down and talk and make a video, and that's why it's been a little inconsistent on my channel. But today I woke up and I was like, I can't go another day without posting or filming or at least having something, so I'm gonna film and try to just get something done. So that's what this video is gonna be. 5 things you should never do as a model. Let's get into it. The reason that I want to share these things with you guys for tips being on set and things to not do as a model is because usually when you work with clients as a model, if they really like you the first time they work with you, usually they'll ask for you back, which is amazing, and you can build up a regular client. And then having regular clients is great because you're promised to always have some work, at least recurring, which is great, and you stay busier. But you also build great relationships with clients and get to know the teams that work with a certain brand, and you'll always shoot with the same people. So I think just making sure to not do these things will help you build better relationships with clients and will have them be more likely to ask for you back in the future. So I just want to put that out there before I start. Okay, I'm gonna have everything on my phone if you're wondering what I'm looking at, as I do in all of these other Modeling 101 videos, but my foot just cracked. First thing you never want to do is insult a client's product or whatever they're selling that you're modeling. Even if something that you're modeling is not your style and it's not something you would personally buy or wear, it's really not our place as the model on set that they're paying to be there to insult anything or to critique it or say I don't like this piece or I don't think you should be selling this, because ultimately all that's going to do is insult the client and make them think that you're negative to work with. I mean, of course it's just rude to say that. Personally, I wouldn't say that. Even if I wasn't being paid to be on set, I wouldn't just insult someone's product. But especially when you're on set, you never want to talk negatively about whatever it is you're modeling, even if it's like crazy jewelry that you would never wear or would never buy yourself, or if it's clothing that just isn't your style. Of course, I've been in situations myself where I'm working for a brand and modeling clothing or accessories that I wouldn't personally purchase, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna say that I don't like it or critique it or anything, because that's just gonna insult the client and make them not like you or not want to have you back. And it's really important to, especially if you're working hands-on with the designer or the creator of the brand, to mention good things you like about each piece. So even if it might not be your style, I think just mentioning 1 or 2 good things, like I love the color of this, or I love the cut of this. Throw in some compliments. I think that's always gonna stick with the brand. And again, especially if you're working directly with the creator of the brand, that's gonna make them like you even more. It's also important to put yourself in their shoes. Like, think of if you were conducting a photo shoot and paying a lot of money and having a big budget to pay for photographers and crew and stylists and models. Like, if you're the creator of the brand and you're paying all that money to do a photo shoot for a brand that you're really passionate about, that has taken so much time to create and work on, it's gonna make you not want to have that person back on set around you because you want everyone there to be supportive. So again, it just isn't necessary. All you have to do is model, do your job, and then once you leave, you don't have to wear that stuff and you don't have to buy it. So that's definitely something that will benefit you, is just keeping opinions to yourself. The second one is to never be late to set. So of course, like, things happen. There is always gonna be traffic, especially if you're working in LA, which I work in LA a lot, and there's always some situations. So I advise leaving early in those situations when you're gonna be working in a busier city and you just don't know, because a lot of times unexpected things happen. And I just think being late to set, being late to a casting, being late to a meeting, being late to anything that is pertaining to your job just makes you look unprofessional, even if you aren't, and even if it was a genuine accident. I think not communicating and just showing up late and thinking that it's okay doesn't make you look good. When you're on set, usually you'll have a call sheet and there's gonna be like a main point of contact. If you run into any trouble, it's always best, even if you don't think you're gonna be late, just to reach out and let them know, hey, I'm running a little bit behind, I might be 10 minutes late, is that okay? Like, just communicating at least to somebody that you might be late, because I've been on set where models show up late and people on set are inconvenienced by that, because you have to start hair and makeup like an hour before. It takes an hour to do hair sometimes an hour to do makeup too. So it does inconvenience everyone there if you are late, and especially if you don't communicate it. I try to put myself again in the client's shoes. If I was hiring models for a shoot, when I was hiring a bunch of people to do a big production, and if the models were late, of course, if it was an accident, I would understand, but I think I would not take them as seriously and maybe think that they're a bit unprofessional. So that's an easy one. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory and obvious, but definitely avoid being late, because you don't want anyone to think that you don't take your job seriously. So leave early, communicate, don't be late. Another one is to never get acrylics. I used to like long nails, but unfortunately it just isn't practical as a model. You're always going to be asked to remove them, and it's just gonna suck for you at the end of the day, because you're the one that paid for them and you're gonna have to rip them off and waste money. So I would always keep something natural. I always have some variation of this type of manicure. Just natural, keeps you out of trouble. You don't have to worry about removing anything. They're easy, they look basically like I have nothing on them, but they're just nice and well kept, and they look good in photos. Even though sometimes I'm like very tempted to do acrylics and I want long nails and I like how it looks, I just know that I'll last minute book a job and have to be on set tomorrow, and I'll have to remove them and waste a bunch of time trying to get them shorter, and especially if you get them done in a salon, you're out the money. So always play it safe, even if you don't think they're that long or you don't think that it's gonna be a problem. Just stick with your natural nails and do like a light pink or nude. It's always gonna be the best bet. I will say, whenever I get to go on vacation, I always do something crazy with my nails and do them long or have like fun acrylics, because I never get to. So that is my one chance to do that. So whenever I go on trips to like Hawaii or Florida or whatever, I like to do some nice, fun, long, colorful nails, because I'm always stuck with this, which is cute and it's natural and it's classy, but sometimes you want fun nails. The next one is in the same category, I guess, and that is lash extensions. Lash extensions are the same type of deal where you just can't have them. I've been really tempted to get lash extensions. I've actually never had them. Lash extensions make it extremely difficult for the makeup artist to work around, especially if you get them long and thick. I would say 99% of my clients that I've worked with have preferred a supernatural look that looks like you're barely wearing any makeup. So if you have lash extensions and you come there that way, there's nothing they can do to make you look natural, because it's gonna look like you're wearing fake eyelashes. So lash extensions are good to always just avoid, unfortunately. I know acrylics and extensions are fun, but it just is gonna result in you having to remove them and waste money. So you don't wanna do that. Another one is to never insult the makeup they do on you or the hair. A lot of times clients will have a really specific look in mind, and they have mood boards. They talk about it with the makeup artist beforehand. They have a whole plan of how it's gonna look. Usually they do makeup and hair to complement, obviously, the clothes or the accessories, whatever you're modeling. And because it is the client's shoot, you have no say in the makeup or the hair that they do. Obviously, if you're on set and you're uncomfortable and there's some situation like that, of course you have say in that, but when it comes to like hair and makeup, it has to be all left up to the client. And of course there have been times where I'm on set and I'm like, I probably wouldn't do my makeup this way, but it doesn't matter what I think because this is not my shoot that I'm paying for. So whatever they want, I'm happy with. And that's just the attitude you have to have, because we have to remember it's all for the client. It's up to the client. They're paying you to be there and be a team player. But yeah, you kind of just have to be a trooper and just go with it. Another one that I just thought about was never criticizing the food. So when you're on set working, they have to feed you, and for lunch, they'll usually cater something. Usually it's like healthy, like salads or sandwiches or something like that. But if it's not something that you like, I would just keep it to yourself. Same thing with the first point that I said, was just keeping your opinion to yourself. I think it's just unnecessary when a client is paying a lot of money to conduct a shoot and paying for catering and paying to rent a studio, paying for a crew and photographers and stylists and models. Just go with it. It makes it so much easier for everyone. And overall, with every point that I make, going with the flow and making sure to leave it all up to the client, and they're paying you to be there for a set amount of hours. It's kind of just you do what they want you to do, unless it makes you uncomfortable or unless there's something like that, of course speak up. But I think it's just about being a team player and going with it and being happy and honored to be there and be a part of their vision and what they're creating. I feel like a lot of it is common sense and just keeping your opinions to yourself. I always feel like honored and excited to be part of any shoot that I'm a part of, and I'm always excited to work with new brands and build new relationships and meet new people. That's probably my favorite thing about my job, is being able to meet so many new people every time that I work. And it's always really fun when you cross paths with the same makeup artist on a different job later down the line, and that does happen a lot. Like, I've had so many experiences where I've done a job with one makeup artist and then like 3 months later I'll be working with her again on a different job for a different brand. So I would just say always be really nice, always go out of your way to like get to know everyone and introduce yourself, say hi, be friendly, because you definitely don't want to be that one girl on their phone the whole time on set, not paying attention, not acting like you want to be there, because they're probably not going to want to invite you back. That would be my final tip, is to just try to stay off your phone and be present. There's a lot of downtime on set, I will say. Like, there have been times where I've sat for like 2 hours and they're just not ready to shoot yet, and they're still figuring out like lighting and tech and all that. So in those cases, when everyone else is kind of sitting on their phone with downtime, that's fine. But my final tip is just to be super present, and don't like close yourself off in a little box and go in the corner on your phone and not talk to anybody and be antisocial, because you're not going to meet new people that way. And I really always try my best to just be super talkative and friendly. Of course, you don't want to overdo it, but being friendly with everyone that I meet and making a genuine effort to get to know everyone and introduce myself, I think that's very important. As well as when you leave the set and when you're walking out, you want their lasting impression of you to be good. And so I usually like thank everybody, say like, bye, thank you guys so much, I had so much fun, I can't wait to see everything when it comes out. Thank you for having me be a part of this. This was so much fun. Like something like that. Just making sure everyone knows that I'm thankful and grateful to be there and to have been included. I think doing things like that really goes the extra mile and sticks out to clients, because many brands do shoots every week and they're seeing so many models and meeting so many people that the people that go out of the way to be nice and respectful and show gratitude are the people that stick out. So these might be obvious things to some of you, but I just think going out of your way to be nice and friendly and keeping your opinions to yourself and keeping in mind that the client is the one that is in charge of everything and they're paying you to be a part of their vision. So either way, just be grateful and excited to be a part of it. Okay, you guys, that is it for this week's video on things you should not do as a model. I hope you guys really enjoyed and I hope it was helpful. I am always taking requests for new video ideas, so if you guys have any, you can DM me or comment them below and I will be sure to get back to you and try to film those. Thank you for being patient with me. It's been hard to schedule in filming time, but I'm trying and I miss YouTube and I love it. So just try to bear with me these next couple months. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. Leave suggestions below if you have any. You can send me questions on Instagram or DM me whenever. I love you so much. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.